It is the 27th day of April, exactly 44 days since Kenya announced its first COVID-19 case. Since then, life has morphed into a new reality, which is punctuated by stay-at-home directives and partial lockdown in some counties. Throughout the weekend, Kenyans have continuously disobeyed these directives, and some are even asking for the reopening of some places that were shut down in a bid to combat COVID-19. This afternoon, we ask which should be reopened first, places of worship or entertainment joints. Follow the conversation on our TV47 platforms, and we will be sampling your feedback during the show. Welcome to In Other News. My name is Tracy Mokami, and here's what is happening in the newsroom today. Quick update, CS Mutahi just informed us that 8 more patients have been discharged and 8 cases have actually been confirmed, 8 new cases. This brings 363 cases positive COVID-19 in Kenya. 114 have actually recovered from this disease. And these numbers are actually a bone of contention. Now, if a top scientist is to be fired in the middle of a pandemic, you would imagine his crime would be related to his job, right? Actually wrong. Dr. Joel, who is the top KEMRI director, who is in charge for the US vaccine, who is in charge for the vaccine, you would imagine these crimes would actually be related to apologies for that. So Dr. Joel Lutomia, who until yesterday was the chairman of the KEMRI Rapid Response Unit and the director for the Center of Virus in Kenya, was allegedly dismissed because of a delay in the release of COVID-19 results last Friday. The dismissal orders are reportedly to have come directly from Health CS Mutahi Kagwe. Keith, is there more than meets the eye in this dismissal?
Well, Tracy, this is very interesting that the CS would dismiss one of the top directors in the KEMRI department. And I'm finding it an odd thing because at this point in time, there has to be a very concrete reason for you to get rid of the top minds that are paving the way towards finding a cure, towards finding a vaccine of COVID-19. I feel there is a bit of politics being played here. I'm hoping not, because so far the CS has proven himself to be above politics. And I'm hoping that it can continue in that light. Tracy?
Mariam, I am wondering if it is sufficient to say that the delay in this result might actually result into the firing of someone. It goes beyond me. What is happening here?
Well, I also feel like it has something to do with something different. I don't think that the delay in the results is what has resulted to him firing the KEMRI boss. Because also we've seen that it has raised a lot of eyebrows on social media also. Because there's this thing that people are talking about, like the researchers on this, the researchers at KEMRI, they're claiming that there has been a lot of, they're suffering a lot in terms of funds, because they don't have enough funding. They're talking about they don't have what they need to carry out research and stuff like that, because there is also the claim that the only thing they've received in like a month, it's just gumboots. Okay,
it really throws me off when we find some of these top scientists being fired, and not just in Kenya, across the world. Maybe we are picking this habit from Big Brother, United States. Keith, I know for a fact that you have seen that the head of the vaccine unit in the US was actually fired over release, I think, as well, of data government. What do you think?
Well, just story over the weekend, and it was a very fascinating story with the Donald Trump dismissing the head of vaccine science in the US. Again, it beats logic at this exact point in time. Right now, the only way we'll get back to a normal lifestyle is if the human race in totality can develop an immunity against COVID-19. If you realize, back in the past, the only reason we are operating in normalcy now is because we have curbed viruses such as smallpox, such as measles. And these viruses are only curbed on the basis that there are vaccines to them.
You Keith, even before we continue, does this then mean that governments need to be able to have more than just numbers? Because if this person was fired because he had not given the numbers to the government, then this tells you, minus the numbers, they actually do not have anything to come tell us every single day. Mariam?
Yes, that's what I think. But I also feel like, especially in Kenya right now, this is not the time to like fire or bring such a kid.
Actually, Mariam, if I may help you out on that one,
Yes.
as I bring a point across to Tracy. I remember last week during Africa 4-on-1, veteran journalist John Allan Namu put the ball in the journalist's court. That our job is not just to take the numbers, because that's all government wants to give us, the numbers. And government being who they are, they want to, beat their chest, show their bravado, show their prowess by constantly showing us that, yes, this is what is, these are how many people are falling ill, this is where you guys are messing us by doing 1, 2, 3 things. But what our job is to give more information. What does this mean? So the CS dismissing a scientist on basis of only numbers, because without numbers, then they're left.
I think we will be following up on this story, and we will be able to know if there is more than meets the eye, if there is more than just the numbers that were in contention here. I have actually seen conspiracy theories online. Kenyans, we are never late to the party. I really hope that we will be able to get to the bottom of this story. And moving on, the more we find out about COVID-19, the less it actually makes sense. So studies now show that smokers are now less likely to contract the respiratory ailment due to the presence of nicotine in cigarettes. France is now limiting sales of nicotine substitutes after new research suggested that the drug may offer protection against COVID-19. The irony, Keith.
Now, this one caught me off guard completely, because I remember the first time as COVID-19 started, what everyone was preaching was take care of your lungs, because this is what you'll need to survive long enough to pull through. And smoking is harmful to your health. We dare not say that enough.
And the fact that also COVID, initially we were told that it's a respiratory, it still is
a respiratory disease.
Respiratory illness.
So when we're learning that smoking could, I dare not say it.
Keith,
yes.
It's actually nicotine that is in the cigarettes that is has actually been found out might be able to. Studies are still unconclusive. They're still trying to get more data and statistics about this, but it's actually the nicotine in the cigarettes.
Well, Tracy, here's what scares me about saying it's the nicotine in the cigarettes, because the alternative to nicotine in cigarettes is nicotine patches and nicotine substitutes. How costly is that? How much does that go for? Vis-a-vis the traditional intake of nicotine, which, again, I do not want to be the one to ever say it on air that, it can't come to my mouth that this could be good for you. I can't bring myself to say it. Yeah.
I really hope we will be able to just find out for sure if there is an actual cure, because I know for a fact that humanity has become desperate in its search for a cure for the coronavirus, which is almost grinding the world into a halt. But no one is more desperate than US President Donald Trump. I know for a fact that he spoke to the press from the White House, and from this press conference that he held, he actually asked people that they should use disinfectants, the unconventional use of disinfectants. Mariam, I know you are following up on this story, and before we even get to that, I know we actually have the clip showing Donald Trump and the issues that he was addressing his citizens on.
The disinfectant, where it knocks it out in 1 minute, and is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning? Because you see it gets on the lungs and it does a tremendous number of the lungs, so it'd be interesting to check that. So that you're going to have to use medical doctors with, but it sounds interesting to me.
Mariam, I know you were following up on these stories, and some of the memes you were sending me were hilarious. People just chilling, and the drink of choice is disinfectant. Really?
Yeah, it's something that brought uproar on Twitter especially, because after he said that, and then I think there was another press briefing that he went to, then he denied the claims. And he actually had the audacity, I don't know whether to say the audacity to call
It's the audacity, Mariam, because when you look at it,
yes,
a president stands and misinforms people. It's crazy.
and then he claimed that it was sarcasm, and he actually said that, guys, this was just sarcasm.
I was just joking. This
was just
was for
kidding.
good fun.
Yeah.
Which Tracy and Miriam, I find it very, for lack of a better word, and at the risk of the U.S. embassy coming, revoking my visas and my travel to the U.S. for life. It was reckless. It is not in the place of a national leader, an international leader, to come and muse about public health in the face of a pandemic. That was in bad taste. Even if it was a joke, it's a joke in bad taste. I remember shortly after that, the makers of disinfectants and sanitizers came out very quickly and very strongly to say, please, please, please do not ingest, inhale, or intake any form of disinfectant.
I have actually seen.
Yes.
Mariam, have you seen the same as well?
Yes, I've seen. I think some of these companies came up to actually say it. Like, you guys, this thing, our stuff, our products, they are not curing corona. Please.
And you know the fact that
Yes.
we actually have learned that it is not only in Kenya where people listen to our leaders blindly, because for you to actually think that bleach, disinfectants, things you use to clean the floor, the toilet, for crying out loud, and now this is what you want to ingest because the president says so.
I also followed, I was watching international media and their response to it. And I listened somewhere where someone also said that this is why the president, if something is written for you, kindly read it before you go and give a press briefing.
Yeah.
And that just reading it to the people without like knowing what's on it or what are you saying. Because later you also can't go on a press briefing. Actually, he called us fake media.
Yes.
The same thing that he does.
Well, we are lucky that we don't have to deal with him directly.
Yeah, for
because
sure.
he'll slam us as fake media as well. However, at this point, I feel very proud to be Kenyan. I feel very proud of our president because thus far, our president has handed the handling of COVID-19 to the professionals. You know, we're constantly getting reports from the medics. When the president stands to speak,
It's either about curfew or
exactly,
lockdown.
it's a weighty
and
matter. You know, okay. Personally, I was disappointed in his last press briefing. It was, you know, lackluster, if I dare say.
Yeah.
It was lackluster. But other than that, every other time Mr. President has stood up to discuss, or rather to address matters COVID-19, he has given us something punchy to deal with. Some, you know, break your heart kind of story. Yes.
And I really hope that the people, the residents of the United States will be able to filter out whatever it is that their president is telling them that the medics have actually come out to strongly advise against. And really hope they will be able, because kids with this type of attitude towards the disease, then this means the US might actually still be the hotbed for this disease for quite some time now, because if these are some of the measures that we are seeing, I am told Emmanuel Inonda is joining us. Hi, Emmanuel. I think he will be joining us later on in the show. Emmanuel, hi.
Hi, Tracy, what's up? Hello, Tracy.
As we fix that, let's move on. So far, COVID-19 has claimed 14 lives in Kenya since the onset of the disease. Now, conversely, other diseases and causes of death continue to rampage Kenya, with malaria killing at least 30 people per day. Even the Chief Administrative Secretary Health, Rashid Aman, is well aware of this fact. Listen to this. Keith, I am wondering, is it possible to strike a balance between COVID-19 response and the response to other ailments that are affecting Kenyans?
Well, Tracy, so far, as a country, we have been battling malaria for the longest time. Actually, not as a country, as a continent. Yeah. We have been battling malaria for the longest time. And in my personal, humble, non-medical opinion, this is what gives Africa what I call an edge over the rest of the world, because we have been dealing with a viral disease that has been spreading and causing mayhem in our continent for such a long time. We are acutely aware of what it is to have to deal with a pandemic, so to speak, or an epidemic in this case.
I'm wondering, Mariam, what are your thoughts?
Yes.
Does the rise of COVID-19 then mean that we should actually neglect other diseases that are affecting Kenyans?
No, I don't think we should neglect, but I feel also it's because it's what is on the highlight. Like right now, it's what is up there, it's what everybody's talking about, it's the issue and everything else, but it doesn't mean that we should neglect all the other diseases. Earlier today on Facebook, I was watching some videos from, I think, Boniface Mwangi about the slums and how, like, right now it's raining so hard. The way the children are like playing outside in the rain and the water. So you see, such issues are not being addressed because probably we are more focused on COVID-19. So I don't think it's possible, but I think it's just what most people are, focusing on at the moment. Although there are other diseases.
I really hope we will be able to find a solution and find a way where we can actually balance the response to COVID-19, because a disease that claims 30 lives per day, then this means this should actually be our center focus, but our attention is drawn to COVID-19. We really hope we will be able to see answers to these questions by the medics. And on that note, let us take a short break. When we come back in other news, we'll be ready for you. And today we are asking, between churches and entertainment joints, what do you think should be given the priority? Who should be reopened first? Stay tuned.
The coronavirus is spreading rapidly across the world, and currently there is no cure or vaccine against it. It spreads through tiny droplets when infected people speak, cough, or sneeze. These droplets can land on surfaces to be picked up by hands and are impossible to see with the naked eye. But just because you can't see them doesn't mean that they are not there. And you may get infected if you touch your face, nose, mouth, or eyes. To help stop the spread of the virus, we all need to do the 5. 1. Follow these steps to wash your hands frequently with soap and water for at least 40 seconds. 2. Cover your mouth with your bent elbow whenever you cough or sneeze. 3. Avoid touching your face. 4. Avoid crowded places. Keep a safe distance from other people. 5. Stay home if you can, especially if you have any of the symptoms. For more information, visit www.who.int.
Look at gesturing. It is on the same point of affirming. But in this case, on gesturing, this is where, as a teacher, you are working.
The second reason why entrepreneurship is important is also that it helps you to plan for business finance. Business finance here simply means how much money do you need at the point of starting the business, and when is it needed, and is it for a short period of time or for a long period of time?
We still feel that the tourists are not getting value for their money. That experiential experience they are looking for is not there.
Since late last year, the coronavirus COVID-19 has emerged as a serious healthcare threat. This is an infection that has gone global and no one has been spared. The government, through the Ministry of Health, has put in measures to keep Kenyans safe against COVID-19, which is currently rampant around the world, with new confirmed infections and death cases daily. Such sanitization and screening of visitors at this border post and across every entry point in the country is very vital in preventing the spread of the disease in the country.
I'm very happy about the screenings that are going on in Tanzania and Kenya. I think it's very proactive that you're thinking about stopping it at the border so that
Since late last year, the coronavirus COVID-19 has emerged as a serious healthcare threat. This is an infection that has gone global and no one has been spared. The government, through the Ministry of Health, has put in measures to keep Kenyans safe against COVID-19, which is currently rampant around the world, with new confirmed infections and death cases daily. Such sanitization and screening of visitors at this border post and across every entry point in the country is very vital in preventing the spread of the disease in the country.
I'm very happy about the screenings that are going on in Tanzania and Kenya. I think it's very proactive that you're thinking about stopping it at the border so that it does not spread.
It is scary that a single cough here can lead to an outbreak of epic proportions. In order to prevent that, the government has instituted measures to keep Kenyans safe.
The facility has all the equipments you need, from handling a basic patient up to ICU setting.
However, you also have a role to play in preventing spread of infections.
Citizen responsibility is the key to the success of this initiative and these measures. Let's all do what we have to do individually. And this is how we are going to defeat this disease.
It's just our general hygiene, okay? And that now means at workplaces, we should ensure that our work surfaces are clean.
Let's ensure that nimefanya proper sanitation ya mikono. Every time na board matatu, lazima ni sanitize mikono.
We have faced many severe challenges as a nation, and we have always found a way to rise above them. COVID-19 is no different, and we will overcome the pandemic. Stop coronavirus. Follow all directives from the Ministry of Health. Wash your hands properly.
CPA students, you can now study with the most experienced CPA lecturers and download video lectures from www.manifestedpublishers.com.
Kwa majina naitwa Elisha, mimi ni MEC. Hapa place yetu tumejaribu cooperate na gava. We are doing the sanitization. Watu kunawa mikono na sabuni. Tuna cooperate na gava na ndio maana tuko job. Though job yetu iko chini juu ya hii mambo ya coronavirus. Coronavirus ikisha, tutarudi back to normal. Economy itaendelea, job itaendelea, mambo itakuwa sawa. For more information, unaweza dial 719 or *719#. Wase wote tafadhali, tukomeshe corona.
Thank you so much for staying with In Other News. Earlier we asked you, what do you think should be reopened first? Churches or clubs? What are your thoughts? Remember, you can be part of the conversation by calling us live. The Twitter poll is still active, so remember, vote now. I am told finally we have Emmanuel Inonda. What's up, Emmanuel?
What's up, Tracy? How are you?
Yeah, hi. I think the sky is up today.
For lunch, but I'm glad I'm back.
Yeah? Good.
I'm glad I'm back. I had gone for lunch.
Yeah? You had gone for lunch?
Yeah.
There is no getting away from another news, Emmanuel.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do this.
Yes.
So crime rates have gone up in the country. We woke up this morning to report that villains have upped their game and are now using hand sanitizers to drag unsuspecting travelers who use public transport. How can we protect ourselves?
Pardon,
Some con
please?
artists during this period, Emmanuel,
Yes.
mobile phone artists have even gone ahead and widened their net in a bid to make money. Here is one conversation between a con and a potential victim. Listen in and then let us know, Emmanuel, how do we protect ourselves?
Yeah, good afternoon. How are you? Yeah, my name is Alex. I'm calling from KCB Bank.
Yes.
Yeah, ulipewa ATM?
Bwana, wachana na hiyo kora yako hii.
Ati nini?
Wacha hiyo upuzi.
Unanituzi kwa nini?
Wacha hiyo upuzi wewe.
Hiyo upuzi maisha.
Ake, wewe tafuta wa kudanganya.
Natafuta do, sasa ukiniambia upuzi, sasa natukana kazi yangu.
Wewe tafuta kwa mwingine sasa nimekuambia.
Lakini hata kama ni mwingine, sasa buda unanituzi. Si uniambie tu tafuta kwa mwingine. Sasa matuzi nazaikia kweli.
Wewe umesikia nikikutusi kweli, nimekuambia wacha hiyo upuzi. Sijasema wewe ni mpuzi.
Hiyo matani that's next speech. Ungeongea vizuri ungeniambia.
I'm just said wacha hiyo upuzi. Because what you are trying to introduce to me ni ya upuzi. No.
Wala hiyo ni kujitetea lakini umenipuzi. Hapo unatoa self defense sana. Lakini intelligence ukiambia mtu mwenye akili yake inakoga mzuri waje upuzi. Naona ume. Otherwise uko mzima?
Mimi niko poa.
Acha nigonge wa jamaa basi.
Niendeleeni bwana, unajua saa hii ni kugumu sana.
Unajua.
Sasa ni kugumu.
Uko wapi Kenya manake naonekana wenye mnaiza hao alirevuka kitabu.
Mimi niko Bungoma, wewe uko wapi?
Bungoma.
Uko kwa quarantine wewe.
Sasa yuko kwa nini quarantine? Bana.
Uko wapi wewe? Nairobi ama wapi?
Bana niko. Niko mbele kidogo, niko Machakos sai.
Oh Watu
piga maraundi tu, nilikuwa naona at least hata nitafute bwana, unajua hii maneno sasa tuadhali na waka.
Nyumba yangu ingine iko sio kimao.
No man circulating bwana.
Tala wamefunga.
I know you were here before. I know you are private to the details. I am really curious on hearing Emmanuel.
It was funny when I heard this audio first of all. These guys have tried so many means of calling people. Nowadays unasikia okay nitumie 200 kwa hii number. This other one iko na fuliza, niko stranded kwa stage. So the thief is admitting indeed there is no circulation of money and there's a way he's trying to gonga other guys. But I'm glad they were. Others are very rowdy.
The fact that you would sit down,
yes.
A potential con decides you will banter with him. Keith, how does it digress so badly from trying to extort money to someone to actually being friendly?
Tracy, that we leave it to the one thing that has always been true to our country, the Kenyan spirits. We are a friendly, loving people. Really now? I don't get how. Well, I've listened to this and I don't understand. I don't understand how you come from an attempted con through to you guys, how you doing? Are we good?
To actually apologizing, Key.
To actually apologizing. Like, I'm sorry. It's not that I want to. It's that I have to. You know, this is how I have to. This is what I have to do to make money.
Mariam, I don't know if you have seen the story where people who were actually trying to move across from Ruiru to Roysambu were given hand sanitizer as you have been directed by government as they were entering into the vehicle. Turns out, I don't know what they did with the whole scenario, and the whole people in the whole matatu slept and they were robbed, and by the time they got to where they were going, they had nothing. They have sanitized even the pockets and the purses. Mariam.
Yeah, they sanitized everything. Yeah, I think I saw that story. But now, this is now, it's bad. It's going, I don't know. Yeah.
Well,
but what else can we do? For a fact, I know, Keith, you know, I was crying the other day. I was vandalized. People just decided to rob me. I'm like, I am a law-abiding citizen. Like, I haven't done anything to anyone.
Tracy,
at this point.
This boils down to your location. You always come at me about where. No, you're always coming at me, aren't you? Asking where I live, how is that? I am getting these news reports from you.
And for this reason, Key, Emmanuel, please answer this question for us. You will not harass me about where I live, Key.
Inonda?
Yes.
Are you having it any better? Have you, is the route you ply suffering from these charades and shenanigans?
Not all roads will suffer this kind of shenanigans. That's why K's
living
location
in
becomes
Mars.
important.
Oh, no. I'm still within the limits of Kenya. I'm supposed to be home by 7 p.m., though I've never seen my house in daylight, so I don't know.
So, Keith, you're asking us, Kwani, where do we live?
Yes, Kwani, where do you people
Kwani,
live?
where do you people live?
Yes.
Please, these people who are calling people via phone have no location. You from where your leafy areas, you will be called same.
No, they have tried.
Same difference.
They have tried.
No.
How do you know? You see, you get numbers like mine. Those of you who have my number, you know I have a very pretty phone number. So yes, you get a number like mine and everybody wants to think, yeah, this one, we can get this one. But you call me and like, you guys, how you doing? Yeah, I can see this corn of yours today. I can see it. But today is not a good day. Can you wait until, I don't know,
End
the
month,
5th?
maybe,
No.
when I have
5th.
something that I can send.
No, 5th. After I'm done with all my bills, all my duties and responsibilities, then, whatever's left, we can play with that.
Yeah?
I mean, I can't go out to drink.
Inonda?
Yes.
Tell us, how do you think we should be able to, how do we ensure that Kenyans are not falling for this con and are not being robbed during this season?
I think it boils down to the government. It has concentrated so much on curfew and arresting people in pubs, taking them to quarantine, forgetting that there are also other Mwananchi outside there who are not going to pubs, who are not floating the curfew rules. They need protection. So when you go and get, these conductors in courts, these robbers are not, they're not intelligent enough to mix the sanitizers and make them a good chemical or toxicant that will make you doze off. But at least there is someone. Earlier on, sometimes last year we saw the story of the meat, the beef, where chemicals were being put in the meat we see in the butcheries and it's sold to us. So it boils down to the government. Let's not concentrate on just one area and forget the other area, because the other part is also important.
I actually agree with you, Emmanuel.
Yeah.
And we will just brush briefly over these other stories. I think the technical hitches at the start of our show really took a toll on what we could inform you about today. But the dilemma on the way forward for students is still a headache for learners, teachers and governments across the world. While Kenyan government is hesitant to postpone national elections, parliamentarian Babu Owino has interesting sentiments on the same. Listen to this.
KCSE and KCPE and KCSE should only test what has been covered in the syllabus. And as the Secretary General of Kenya Young Parliamentarians, the Cabinet Secretary, Education, Professor George Albert Magoha Omore, must submit to my office those exam papers in advance so that I can verify if they have tested what has not been taught so far to the candidates. We are aware that every year our children take time in schools from class 1 to class 8, from 1 to form 4, but they register so many number of grade E's and D's. This time round, we hope and we know that our children are going to register grade C and above, and more so an increment in the number of A's.
Emmanuel.
Yes.
Babu Owino is back in his element, like he never left.
No, guys, I
Babu
think you're
Owino.
missing how this has happened.
Babu Owino, I think he values education. We've seen him as a student leader of the UN for some time. And early this year, there's a multimedia student who had dropped out of school to become a security guard in Mombasa. But he went ahead and took him, returned him to school and paid over 40,000 for the remaining semester. So whatever is, I'm in support of whatever he's saying.
Really though?
Yeah.
Really?
Now, Tracy, I want to tell you guys, you are missing what has happened here. Two old friends have met again. Because we comrades understand where this comes from.
There is context.
Professor George Magoha was the VC of University of Nairobi at the exact same time when Babu Owino was student leader of Sonu.
So this is a clash that we have
now
no...
it's vice versa.
No. Actually, it's exactly the same in Onda.
You see, the reason why I'm standing with Babu, Tracy, is because Magoha has been on media threatening parents and pupils, candidates. Okay, the exam is still on, the timetable has not changed.
That is not a
Forgetting
threat,
that, we've had more than 40 days, children have been out of school. They are not learning. The syllabus has stopped. He's telling us, okay, KICD is doing something. When is KICD going to do this something? Those children in Turukana, in Garissa, how are they going to get the education that this guy is saying, okay, online education, KICD radios, no one can afford those.
Mariam, I am really curious. These gentlemen who have decided they will take the war of the comrades and, banter with each other about their former school. I am wondering, Mariam, are we finding ourselves, should CS really report to Babu Owino? And even still, we are finding ourselves in a scenario whereby isn't this going to cause more leakage in examination? The fact that he needs
look
to...
at you.
Yes, Mariam.
First of all, I feel like for Babu Owino to speak about such matters, you have to also look at his morality, trends, what he has done before. As in at this point when he's talking about such serious things, there are some people who still have those issues of DJ Evolve in mind.
Are you some people, Mariam?
Yes.
I'm
some people.
It's okay. It's okay. Mariam has her reservations. For me, my closing on that one, because I feel if I start on this, and I will be at it for another hour or so.
For sure.
But my closing on that one, I feel Babu Owino is literally just poking the bear.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys. Who among you ever knew all of Professor George Magoha's other name? The rest of his name. Did you know it? But you've had Babu Owino call him in full, like he's his father. Are you serious?
Like he actually had his ID card and he was just reading out his
You
name.
whom I have known for too long, I have your full details. Answer to me.
Babu Owino is like that student when you want to chapa shuleni, then after getting out he becomes a policeman. Then when the teachers are rioting, he's the first
one looking for his teacher.
He goes straight to that particular teacher.
And when you speak about graduation and comrades and whatever it is that the professor and his former student are actually going at each other for, graduation is an important rite of passage for college students, with proud parents often transporting villagers in their hundreds to the campuses for celebrations. Suggestions of virtual graduations might stop reggae. How different do you think the ceremonies are going to be? Mariam?
Well, first of all, I feel like, with this pandemic, you don't know when it's going to end. And some students are supposed to graduate at some point. So they need their certificates and things like that. So I feel like if it can be done virtually, then why not? I feel why not?
It can actually be done. And we actually have a video just showing maybe, I don't know how these campuses are going to be conducting their ceremonies, but just maybe. Can we have that clip now? To your graduation, I am sure they brought 3 buses and I don't know, maybe a whole bull was slaughtered.
three is understatement.
Oh, okay.
If you look at the magnitude of the buses that came from Western, just to witness my graduation, virtual graduation won't do any. It won't heal whatever it could have broken, because I'm told only 15 people are going to attend, but there are some students who are planning to pay for the graduation fees, the gowns, and all that stuff.
I have actually seen there is one campus that is still charging 4,000 bob for
the guns.
virtual graduation. And I'm wondering, even to what job market? We are staying at home. Why do you need your degree right now? Can we wait past Corona?
No.
Can we?
Tracy, no.
Mariam, you had...
Yeah, Tracy, don't go there. Don't go there.
We refuse that.
We refuse. You tumekataa.
Yeah. Hapo unaleta makasiriko sasa.
When you've gone through your years, you have
Exactly.
time, like you can't wait to graduate. However you do it, I don't think it matters.
Exactly.
However,
I am really sure it matters to the parents. I know for a fact that we have a candidate, or are they called candidates? What do you call fourth years or fifth years? Whatever years. Graduates, potential graduates in the house. And I know for a fact that my parents do not want to hear anything about virtual graduation now.
Are we talking about you right now?
Yeah, no, not me.
Oh, okay.
Brother, don't go there. When people start calculating my age from
You could be getting a PhD, my dear. Why are you limiting your expectations? Why are you limiting yourself? You could be getting a PhD.
Keith.
Yes.
Your mic should be off.
Okay. I need to talk to the producers. You being in charge is not funny. I'm feeling threatened.
Sami Kega here says, friendly cons, Kenyans are funny in their own way. This is absolutely something that is very Kenyan specific, yeah? Thank you so much, Sami, for watching. Keith.
Actually, Tracy, as we're moving towards the tail end of our discussions today, we have the poll results in. If the directors could give me the full screen to myself,
nice.
I'll appreciate it. We have the poll results in. I have to feel important for a moment, people.
Hey,
Tracy, what's the show?
That is why.
So yes, we have the polls in, and the results are in. We want churches open before clubs are open. However, from earlier in the discussion, there's a point when clubs were leading, and we had this fun facts that the churches believe that we went to heaven. The bars think we got saved. Let's not joke with COVID-19. It's got the reins on us, literally.
I am really curious. Mariam, I know you put this Twitter poll up.
Yes.
Did you think, how did you imagine that this was going to pan out? Did you imagine the churches were going to win?
No, actually, when I put it up, I thought that the clubs are going to win. That's what I thought initially. Actually, I'm surprised because before we came on air, the churches were not leading. So I don't know how...
something funny, Tracy.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm surprised that the church has won, the church wants to reopen fast. Everyone wants to go to heaven, but no one is willing to die. So, this is why you kept away from me.
That is why we
This is why I keep you away. Good heavens.
No one is willing to die, but everyone has to go to heaven.
For a fact, though, COVID-19 has been able to induce religiosity in most people, even those people who do not attend church, even when we have the opportunity to attend church. Right now, are telling people, we really hope the churches will be open soon and this is the time for prayer. Let's be consistent, guys. KOT, if we decide we are trolling people, you troll people. If you decide we are going to heaven,
go stick to lanes. Lanes are important.
Do not wake up today and give Maria mixed signals. Now she's confused why.
No, in fact,
20 minutes ago, you guys were on clubs and then all of a sudden churches
have turned the table.
I think Kate and Mariam are the one who are pushing the club to open fast.
For sure.
Like
customer and supplier.
Yeah, exactly. My supply chain is a bit dry right now. I know I'm delivering to your homes, but I need more. I can't. It's never too much, is it? Really?
But why are you letting the MCS got arrested?
That was it. My premises.
It's not your premise.
Exactly.
It's your product.
That is
Mine
the
is
time
online.
that we had
It's your
today.
product.
Emmanuel and Keith, that's all the time that we had for this show, unfortunately. But as we go, Faisal Salim says, enjoying the live viewing. Asante sana for watching. Frank Mapesa as well. You're saying you're enjoying TV47 and all its program lineup. Asante sana for watching. Kendo Wabusia, you're saying virtual graduation. Haina utamu. Hawezi enjoy party after party. I actually agree with you. Thank you so much for taking your time to stay with us on TV47. Make sure tonight you're tuned in for New Week with Leangari. And on this note, we want to close this show. Asante sana for watching. Stay tuned for other interesting programs. Keith, I know for a fact we're expecting MKU lectures, yeah?
Yeah, we have to keep people on their toes. You have to keep sharp, keep your mind, keep going.
You're able to
so that you can graduate online.
Yeah,
learn online, graduate
enable
online.
your virtual graduation. See you
Good
tomorrow, guys. Asante
If you
sana.
did exam online, how much will you get? How many marks will you get?
Cut, guys. We're done.
Kwa majina naitwa Elisha, mimi ni MEC